Hi everyone, and welcome to The Reality Check, the Canadian show that explores a wide range of controversies and curiosities using science and critical thinking. I am your host, Darren McKee. That's just me today. A special bonus episode where I wanted to share with you the introduction from my book, Uncontrollable. It came out about 2 years ago, on December 4th, the audiobook, and I wanted to share the audio with you today. If you've already had a chance to check out the book, reading it, or listening to it, that's great. Thank you so much. If you want to leave a review, that'd be even better, I'll be honest. But for those of you who haven't had a chance, maybe this will whet your appetite. And now I give you the introduction to the book Uncontrollable by Darren McKee. Introduction. Energy produced by the breaking down of the atom is a very poor kind of thing. Anyone who expects a source of power from the transformation of these atoms is talking moonshine. Lord Ernest Rutherford, 1933. AI will probably most likely lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there'll be great companies. Sam Altman, co-founder and current CEO of OpenAI, 2015. In September 1933, one of the most knowledgeable physicists in the world, Nobel Prize winner Lord Ernest Rutherford, said that the idea of getting energy from splitting an atom was absurd, ridiculous, that it was moonshine. Less than 12 years later, an atomic bomb killed 100,000 people in Hiroshima, Japan. Rutherford wasn't just wrong about getting energy from an atom, but dead wrong. Many thousands of dead wrong. In fewer than a dozen years, no less. How could this be? Rutherford was clearly no slouch in the domains of chemistry and physics. Among other accomplishments, he discovered the proton and key insights about radioactivity. It's reasonable to say that Rutherford knew as much about chemistry and physics as pretty much anyone else on Earth. Rutherford knew chemistry the way we know our favorite songs. But if it wasn't a lack of knowledge, how could the father of nuclear physics be so catastrophically, provably wrong? And in such a short period of time? Lord Rutherford underestimated two things. First, the speed of technological progress, and second, the risks of harm created by that progress. Right now, humanity is making the same two mistakes with artificial intelligence, AI, that Lord Rutherford made with nuclear weapons. First, we are underestimating the speed of progress of AI. In just the past 12 years, those involved in the development of AI have been stacking up achievement after achievement. AI won Jeopardy in 2011. Caused an upset, beating the world champion at the Chinese game Go in 2016. Beat professional poker players in 2019. Solved a complicated biology problem about how proteins fold in 2020. Generated prize-winning art and university-level essays in 2022. And passed the bar exam with ease in 2023. These successes were not just surprising, but often shocking, even to the experts and professionals in the field. Broader society has been shocked as well, with the rise of amazing creations of image generators and the impressive responses of chatbots. It seems every couple of months, if not every couple of weeks, there are new AI capabilities on display. These AI successes are happening for three key reasons. A. Exponential increases in computing power. B. Staggering amounts of data available to train AI systems, like text and images. And C. Rapidly improving algorithms that leverage both the computing power and the oceans of data. You may think that things are moving fast now, but they have barely begun. These trends are likely to continue for years and will likely accelerate. AI is poised to reshape our lives in ways that are hard to imagine, and at a pace that is hard to comprehend. The second mistake humanity is making is that we are underestimating the risks of harm created by advanced AI. There is great allure to the trillions of dollars up for grabs as AI further penetrates financial markets, education, healthcare, policing, art, immigration, the military, social infrastructure, and our relationships. But there is also danger. In general, we are underestimating the harms that could happen as AI becomes more capable, more widely deployed, and more integrated into how we work, live, and play. More specifically, we are underestimating the potential harm of creating AI that is more intelligent and capable than us. Many AI experts are very concerned that powerful AI may be very difficult to understand, control, or align with our values and interests. A powerful, unaligned, and uncontrollable AI would be intrinsically dangerous to humanity. Demis Hassabis, founder and CEO of leading AI company Google DeepMind, has cautioned that when it comes to technology as important and powerful as AI, it's important not to move fast and break things. In this book, an AI that is more intelligent than most of us, and sometimes vastly more intelligent than all of us, is referred to as an artificial superintelligence. Some believe that an artificial superintelligence is one of the last things humanity will ever need to create because it will be so capable. In the utopian scenario, artificial superintelligence will be our final invention because it will solve all our problems and create a better world, so we won't need to do much else. In the dystopian scenario, artificial superintelligence will be our final invention because it will destroy civilization by accident, through misuse by malicious actors, or by going rogue. But could an artificial superintelligence really result in either utopia or dystopia? Would it really be so powerful that it could seriously harm humanity? Why would we let it get so powerful? Perhaps the idea of an artificial superintelligence being a threat to humanity sounds a bit absurd. Or does it sound ridiculous? Like moonshine? Perhaps, but time and again, history has shown us examples of something that was believed to be impossible actually happening. In October 1903, an article in the New York Times said that a flying machine might be 1 million to 10 million years away. Less than 2 months later, on December 17, the Wright brothers made history when they took to the air in their flyer for 12 seconds. In 1934, Albert Einstein told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that there is not the slightest indication that nuclear energy will ever be obtainable. It would mean that the atom would have to be shattered at will. Within a decade, he too was proven dramatically wrong when the first controlled release of nuclear energy was achieved in 1942. These examples show that what was once unthinkable often becomes reality, all in the span of several years, or sometimes even in a couple of months. Seeing how quickly the unthinkable can become real provides a good general foundation for being open-minded. In the case of potential danger of artificial superintelligence, many are skeptical when they hear such concerns. Yet, we are currently seeing the sudden appearance of amazing capabilities that were thought to be years away, even according to experts. Just a few years ago, many scoffed at the idea of AI doing anything creative. Now, image generator Midjourney can produce millions and millions of high-quality art pieces, far beyond what a human artist could create, even if they lived for thousands of years. As well, just a few short years ago, Many AI researchers thought that the current capabilities of language models like ChatGPT would be decades away. The AI capabilities we're seeing today, as amazing as they are in their own right, are just the beginning. I believe something much more unthinkable may very well become real quite soon. I believe humanity will probably create an artificial superintelligence within 10 years, and it might be a threat to human civilization. Artificial superintelligence will exist in 10 years? And be a threat to humanity? Those are bold claims. Am I sure? No, I am not. But here's the thing. No one else is either. No one. Not the smartest person in the world, not the smartest person you know, and not even the best informed commentators on social media or TV. In fact, research has shown that the more popular a commentator is, the more likely they are to be wrong in their predictions. People are drawn to those who are confident, but most of the time, the reasonable approach is to have more humility. Acknowledging uncertainty isn't a bad thing. It's a good, necessary thing. If anyone tells you that you don't need to worry because there's no chance artificial superintelligence will happen or happen soon, and that there are no good reasons to worry about it being a threat, they are doing you a disservice. The same goes for those who say that artificial superintelligence will definitely happen soon or will definitely be a threat. We just don't know. But that doesn't mean we should just throw up our hands and give up. Uncertainty does not mean that every outcome is equally likely or unlikely, or that all courses of action are equally wise. In fact, we all have extensive experience dealing with situations in our day-to-day lives where we are uncertain overall, but we still have good reasons to believe that some outcomes are more likely than others, and to act accordingly. The weather forecast is a good example. Imagine you want to know whether it will rain tomorrow, because you thought it would be nice to have a picnic. So, you check the weather forecast, and it says that there is an 80% chance of rain. This forecast doesn't mean that it will definitely rain tomorrow, but it does mean that there is a strong enough chance of rain to give you good reasons for moving your picnic to another day, or bringing an umbrella. Just like with a weather forecast, this book will look at the world of artificial intelligence to see whether there are stormy days ahead. It will explore the reasons and evidence for why an artificial superintelligence could arrive within 10 years and why it might be a threat. You don't need any technical background in artificial intelligence, science, or math for this journey, but you will need an open mind. The limits of your imagination are not the limits of what is possible. As AI expands its capabilities, we face a vast range of difficulties, from technical complexities to economic and societal impacts. But there's another type of difficulty, one of imagination. Simply put, it is very difficult to imagine the capabilities of an artificial superintelligence, and therefore to see it for the potential threat that it is. For many of us, fanciful stories of science fiction are what most readily come to mind when we think of advanced AI, and this can make any threat it might pose seem less real. Yet the science fiction of the past sometimes proves not to be so fictional after all. With our smartphones and rocket ships, we are already living in a world of science fiction compared to our ancestors. The development of seemingly fictional, misaligned, and uncontrollable artificial superintelligence might follow this path and become a disturbing fact. The situation we're in now with respect to artificial superintelligence has many similarities to the situation humanity experienced in the 1930s and failed to recognize a different threat looming on the horizon: nuclear weapons. As difficult as it was for the general public to appreciate at the time, a relatively small number of people were making decisions that would forever change life for the rest of humanity. We can acknowledge and even appreciate that nuclear technology has brought us many benefits, such as new sources of electricity generation, incredible forms of medical diagnosis and treatment, and perhaps someday, unlimited clean energy through nuclear fusion. However, all of these benefits coexist with humanity being placed in unprecedented, constant peril. It may be unpleasant to consider, but as you're hearing this, the world has thousands of nuclear weapons on hair triggers that could kill millions of people. The additional impacts on the food supply due to sunlight-blocking debris could kill billions. It's one of those staggeringly inconvenient facts that most of us happily ignore. But the threat of nuclear Armageddon is a real and constant risk. Our world is a more dangerous place, and humanity is the worse for it. Many of these nuclear weapons could launch and hit their targets within 20 minutes. That's such a short amount of time that it boggles the mind. Imagine this. It's the evening, and you've had a long day. You're just looking to relax. You don't feel like cooking, so you order your favorite pizza and plan to watch your favorite comedy show. You think to yourself, nice to finally unwind. I can probably finish one episode while I wait for the pizza to arrive, and perhaps watch a second episode while eating. This'll be great. Just as you start the episode and deliberate whether to skip the intro, a flock of birds is misinterpreted by nuclear detection systems in Russia, and the Russians think that they might be under attack by the US. Russia is well aware that they have to launch their nukes before they are hit, so there are only precious seconds to decide what to do. Alarms are ringing. Things are hectic. It's chaos. In less than 2 minutes, they incorrectly decide that the threat is real and launch hundreds of nuclear missiles towards the US. Within 30 seconds of the Russian launch, the United States detects the hundreds of nuclear weapons being deployed. The US is well aware that they have to launch their nukes before they are hit, so there are only precious seconds to decide what to do. Alarms are ringing. Things are hectic. It's chaos. In less than 2 minutes, they correctly decide the threat is real and launch hundreds of nuclear missiles. These cylinders of death pass each other over the North Pole at 24,000 kilometers an hour. Each nuclear weapon hits a populated city, killing tens or hundreds of millions. The world is forever changed. You never finished your show. Your pizza never arrived. This scenario may seem absolutely absurd, but it is entirely possible. In fact, several times in history, humanity has just barely avoided nuclear war due to a similar case of mixed signals. Despite protocols and several layers of approvals, the choice to initiate nuclear Armageddon often came down to how one person felt that day. We don't want to depend on good luck to avoid suffering on such a massive scale. The possibility of a catastrophic exchange of nuclear weapons is an actual background threat to our lives. You may not think about it. It's understandable why you wouldn't want to, but the threat is real. Various experts who study this issue may disagree on the precise level of the threat, but a majority believe there's a looming threat of nuclear war that requires our urgent attention and greater resources. Further, as the 2023 film Oppenheimer dramatically depicted, some of the creators of nuclear weapons spent their lives trying to reverse the threat that they released upon the world, but it could not be undone. The nuclear weapon bell could not be unrung. This is how we live. All the time. And yet, we still live. Even with the looming threat of nuclear holocaust, we still live. We work, we play, we listen to music, we build things, we hug, we discover, we laugh with our children and friends, we read interesting books, and we enjoy sunsets. But we are less safe. Both of these things can be true. There can be an overall threat of nuclear annihilation, and day-to-day living can appear fine, with no indication of any threat. With artificial superintelligence, the situation might be similar to nuclear technologies, but with even greater extremes. We may still live our lives doing what we want to do, while an artificial superintelligence helps us to achieve our hopes and dreams. An artificial superintelligence might try to help us become the versions of ourselves we wish we could be, and in the gentlest way possible. An ideal mentor, teacher, supporter, friend, funder, fan, counselor. But it might not. All of these benefits might exist alongside humanity being placed in unprecedented peril. In the near future, advanced AI systems could be used to create novel bioweapons, or interfere with elections through a flood of AI-generated misinformation. A superintelligent, super-capable, autonomous system beyond our comprehension and control is inherently dangerous. Such advanced AI systems could harm us in ways we can't fully anticipate, or in ways we cannot imagine. It need not be malicious. An indifferent artificial superintelligence could disempower or destroy us, simply as a side effect of pursuing its own unrelated goals, much like a virus spreading through the world can. These are not fanciful or marginal risks. They are the reasonably straightforward and predictable risks of creating something much more intelligent than ourselves without adequate safeguards. This is what we are currently doing. The race to save the world. There's a race going on. It's not the 100-meter dash or a race for the fastest car. There will be no Olympic medal or trophy presented. This race is not televised, and in fact is often hidden from view. But it might be the most important race in history. Broadly, the race is with ourselves. On the one hand, humanity desires to discover, create, and profit from new technologies that can enrich our lives. On the other hand, humanity has the ability to recognize dangerous risks and change course when the costs may exceed the benefits. More specifically, there are many intersecting races occurring between and among companies, safety-minded civil society groups, governmental organizations, nations, and different AI researchers. Many of the developments in this race have been on full display ever since OpenAI's ChatGPT came out in November 2022 and skyrocketed to 100 million users in less than 2 months, making it the fastest-growing consumer application in history. What follows is but a sample of the flurry of activity related to AI capabilities and AI safety that immediately ensued. Within a month of ChatGPT's release, Google issued an internal code red to accelerate development of their AI products to catch up. Another month later, Microsoft confirmed that it would invest an additional $10 billion into OpenAI and would further integrate ChatGPT into products like Bing Search to challenge Google further. In March 2023, OpenAI's GPT-4 was released and immediately demonstrated itself to be vastly more capable than any previous AI model in a wide range of domains. Less than 10 days after that, the Future of Life Institute released an open letter signed by thousands calling for a 6-month pause on AI models more powerful than GPT-4 so that measures could be put in place to make any further development safer. In May 2023, godfather of AI Geoffrey Hinton quit Google so he could speak about the dangers of AI and admitted he partially regrets his life's work. Later in May, the U.S. Senate began to have bipartisan oversight hearings on the regulation of AI. In July 2023, AI company Anthropic released its powerful chatbot, Claude 2. Also in July, the Secretary General of the United Nations called for a new UN agency to address catastrophic and existential risks from AI. In September 2023, Amazon announced an investment of $4 billion into Anthropic so it could better compete with Microsoft and Google. Also in September, OpenAI expanded the multimodal capabilities of ChatGPT as it can now see, hear, and speak. Fall 2023 saw Canada's Artificial Intelligence and Data Act under discussion in its Parliament, while the European Union's Artificial Intelligence Act progressed further, with potentially passing into law in 2024. There was also a flurry of AI-related developments surrounding the UK's AI Safety Summit in early November 2023, such as an international declaration signed by 28 countries on the importance of AI safety, a Biden White House executive order requiring AI firms to submit test results before they deploy systems to the public, and various countries creating dedicated AI safety organizations. Finally, Google's new state-of-the-art AI model, Gemini, is expected to be released before 2024, and that is far from everything that has happened. It's been quite the year for AI in 2023. The race between nations for AI dominance is less in public view, but it contributes to overall AI risk. Most of the leading AI models are from US-based companies, with potential competition from China being an additional driver of AI acceleration. In the US, there is a great desire not to slow down any AI innovation lest China catch up. In 2022, the US limited Chinese access to certain computer chips precisely because they wanted to maintain a lead, with further restrictions imposed in late 2023. However, there is a complication in this embargo-based strategy that doesn't get enough attention. The faster the US innovates, the more capable China becomes. This is true for two reasons. First, until the leading US AI labs make digital and physical anti-espionage measures a greater priority, the US may be doing much of China's innovation for them. Second, the release of powerful open-source AI models like Meta's Llama 2 allows greater capabilities for all. Why spend 10 or hundreds of millions making your own AI model when you have access to the most advanced work of others? The broad accessibility of open-source technology is great for innovation and for reducing concentrations of power. But when the technology in question carries risks, that same accessibility amplifies those risks considerably. When nations race to create technology that may pose an existential threat to our species, nobody wins. The race to create nuclear weapons demonstrated this. Once one player has the technology, the others become even more desperate to acquire it, and it is likely that they will. In the end, all of humanity is dramatically less safe, including the player who won. This is poised to happen again with the development of advanced AI. Finally, the race between those AI researchers directly working to develop artificial superintelligence and those directly working to make it safe is also very concerning because it is quite imbalanced. AI safety researchers are outnumbered 100 to 1. Interestingly, those working to increase AI capabilities and those raising awareness of critical safety issues are sometimes the exact same people. This was most evident when the Center for AI Safety put out the following statement. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority, alongside other societal-scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. This statement was signed by all 3 CEOs of the most advanced AI companies, by key luminaries in the field, and by many other academics and notable figures from other domains. Yes, you heard that correctly. The very people who are leading the charge to develop more powerful, advanced AI systems also think that AI is an extinction-level threat. In 2023, 4 leading companies, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI, even created a new industry body called the Frontier Model Forum to focus on safe and responsible development of frontier AI models. Yet, they all keep building more capable AI. These are odd and unnerving times. While it's true that recent government initiatives and voluntary safety agreements from leading AI firms are encouraging, they are just the beginnings of what is needed. If we had been more prepared and accurately perceived the risks of advanced AI systems years ago, we wouldn't be scrambling to put policies and regulations in place now to catch up to years of still accelerating progress. Despite key players acknowledging severe risks from AI, some still think that there's nothing to be concerned about. They believe that the default state of something like an artificial superintelligence will be safe. Really? Since when has anything ever been safe by default? Pretty much everything humanity has ever built started out dangerous and was made safer over time. Cars didn't start with seatbelts, airbags, and anti-lock brakes. Those were added over time to improve safety. The problem with artificial superintelligence is that the consequences are much larger than car accidents. And if we don't get safety right the first time, we may not get a second chance. Artificial superintelligence is coming. It might be uncontrollable. We are not prepared. All this talk of threats from advanced AI can feel overwhelming, given how many other challenges we already face, with many happening too fast and on too great a scale to be readily understood. The recent reactions of surprise and alarm to technologies like ChatGPT transforming our lives and societies show that we are unprepared for more advanced AI capabilities. We are unprepared economically and socially, but also spiritually and emotionally. This techlash is causing anxiety in many who don't know how they will fit into a world of advanced AI. But we can't let our current state of bewilderment dissuade us from looking at and preparing for the great challenges we could face in the very near future. We currently don't know how to control an artificial superintelligence or ensure it will respect our lives and interests. We don't know when superintelligent systems will emerge, whether they will be safe, or how to prevent them from being developed if they are not. And we haven't even begun to plan for how a safe artificial superintelligence should best be used, if it's even possible to create one. These may be the most consequential issues humanity has had to face so far. We need to face them urgently to the very best of our abilities. We have to work together right now to deal with unsolved critical issues to ensure we create an artificial superintelligence that is a force for good. We need curious and engaged minds from all walks of life to enable safe AI innovation. Knowledge is power. Knowledge about what might happen in your future is power too. As such, it's important that you have an informed opinion of the promises and perils of artificial superintelligence so you can take effective action. Otherwise, as is likely the case right now, there are small groups of people who largely decide what will happen in the development of AI. Their decisions already have a dramatic impact on our lives. The decisions they make in the next few years may be of far greater consequence. If you don't engage with the issues surrounding AI, they will decide your future for you. The time is now for serious efforts to be made to create a future that is as safe as possible and benefits everyone. Serious efforts are required because the scale of AI impacts will be so large. Many analogies have been devised to convey the impact of AI with appropriate significance. Some say it will have as big an impact on our civilization as the advent of electricity. Others say AI will be as significant as oil. Still others say that it's the new fire, highlighting its power but also its danger. If AI is a fire, then recent rapid and impressive developments in AI capabilities have set off humanity's smoke detectors. There is smoke, that is clear. Is there a dangerous fire? Will we be engulfed in flames? Should we pull the AI fire alarm? That's what we have to work together to find out. Perhaps there is only a little smoke, nothing concerning, and it simply means dinner is ready. Or maybe the incredible developments in AI intelligence are more like a small fire. With the right attention, they can be used for warmth, to brighten our lives, and even for roasting marshmallows. But it's possible that the smaller fire of today's AI will develop into an uncontrollable inferno of superintelligence like nothing we've ever seen. One that destroys our air, our homes, and our lives. I can't think of a more important issue to address. I hope you'll join me in figuring it out. High-level overview of the book. The rest of Uncontrollable is separated into 3 main parts with 12 chapters. Part 1. What is happening? This first part provides context and definitions for key terms related to AI. Each of the 4 chapters provides a stepping stone for the next. Taken together, these chapters explore how powerful advanced AI systems might be and how they might be harmful. Chapter 1 examines the power of intelligence through its role in live music and baking cookies. This section also explores the range of intelligence and how it is hard to understand how high that range can go. Chapter 2 examines artificial intelligence as a concept and technology. The chapter describes what AI is, how image generators and language models work, risks of harm, and how we don't fully understand what is happening in these AI systems. Chapter 3 defines artificial general intelligence as a system that can complete intellectual tasks at a human level. It unpacks key parts of the definition to increase understanding. Whether AI will displace human workers is briefly discussed. Chapter 4 defines artificial superintelligence as a system that can perform intellectual tasks at expert level or above, often far above. It also discusses key traits of an artificial superintelligence, such as super speed, super insight, and super capability. Part 2. What are the problems? This second part consists of 6 chapters and provides the main reasons why artificial superintelligence presents a risk to humanity. Chapter 5 uses a series of figures to demonstrate that we are living in a world of increasing change and technological progress. It provides evidence to show that AI capabilities are likely to increase in the coming years. Chapter 6 explores when advanced AI systems might arrive. It looks at how prediction is inherently difficult, that AI experts disagree on timelines, and what we should do when experts disagree. Chapter 7 introduces the alignment problem. By using Isaac Asimov's laws of robotics to illustrate the difficulties of coming up with straightforward rules that would ensure AI is aligned with our values and goals. Chapter 8 examines the alignment problem in more detail, highlighting issues associated with unintended consequences. It shows that AI systems can fail to align with our values and goals through accident, through their own power-seeking behavior, or misuse. Chapter 9 illustrates how difficult it is to maintain control of our technologies because we give up control in exchange for the benefits they bring. It also describes how difficult it will be to control advanced AI systems once they have integrated into our society and lives. Chapter 10 discusses possible risks associated with artificial superintelligence. It discusses the limitations of assessing unprecedented technology, examines different signals of advanced AI risk, and how to go forward despite uncertainty. Better to be prepared than to be caught off guard. Part 2 has a lot of information, so we can use the SPARC acronym, SPARC, to help remember the key pieces of the dangerous AI puzzle. AI progress is happening at incredible speed. AI model capabilities are increasingly powerful. We do not know how to align AI models with our values and even what those collective values should be. Increasing AI capabilities are a risk because of the 3 above issues, and because we don't know how we would control an ASI. Part 3. What can we do? The final part of the book examines what we can do about the threat of artificial superintelligence. Chapter 11 argues that we need a moonshot for AI safety. It describes 8 proposals to enable safe AI innovation. Chapter 12 provides suggestions regarding what you can do personally to increase AI safety. It ends on a hopeful note. We can take action to make the world safer. Thanks for listening to the introduction. If you want to hear the rest of the book, please go to Audible, or you can check out the print on Amazon. Until next time, think better to act better.